Now again, typically MaxPax is very greedy. He's very greedy, very economic with his openers. Astrea is a lot more unpredictable. We've seen a lot of like these quirky all-ins. We've seen some quirky openers. Astrea, he is one to almost never wall off at the ramp. But we're loading into Side Delta, one of the most macro-oriented maps, especially in a PvP. Let's get into this. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Side Delta, we have our Danish Protoss player. The blue Protoss, the best Protoss in all of Europa, representing Storm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the best Protoss in all of the Americas. The best player in all of the Americas. Representing himself, I believe currently teamless, was once on Matcherino. Feels bad, man. The red Protoss player, the player of the Americas, it is Astrea. Here we go. As we do have gate expands being set up. Now, bit of a PSA, a bit of a public service announcement here. We may be getting into Phoenix versus Phoenix. If both players go for gate expand setups, if both players throw down a gas before Nexus, then we should be seeing Stargate follow-ups, then into delayed expansions, into Phoenix versus Phoenix, into Phoenix Wars. Phoenix Wars are very common in PvP, specifically on Side Delta. So I'm concerned, but no, Astrea, he goes for a 2-gate opener. Let's go. 2-gate opener out of Astrea, thank God. I've had enough of Phoenix Wars here on Side Delta. We've been casting a lot of it. There's been a lot of Phoenix Wars. Thankfully, 2-gate opener out of Astrea. Very aggressive opener from our red Protoss player. MaxPax going for his second gas in his main base. This should lead into a Stargate on the low ground. Then into an expand. I mean, MaxPax, he has the option. He has the option for either or. But again, he confirms the 2-gate opener. He sees how aggressive Astrea is about to be, so we should be seeing a Stargate first. Astrea going for his Nexus behind the 2-gate opener. There's that Stargate for MaxPax, as we mentioned, which means technically Astrea will have a slightly better economy as he has a slightly faster expand. MaxPax confirms with the probe. And he should be expanding here as Astrea, being so annoying, does throw down the pylon. Goes to the pylon block. A Zealot has been chronoed out. And the Zealot should be able to focus this down. Should be on top of things. There it is. Oh my god. As Astrea goes for the second block here once again. Being so annoying. Such a nuisance here. Which means this slightly more economic opener from Astrea is becoming a very big economic lead here from our Protoss player. MaxPax, he had the option to go for a 1-base all-in. Still going to be expanding, but he just started the Nexus. Astrea's is about to finish. So a big economic lead here for Astrea. MaxPax going to be playing a little bit from behind. Now, MaxPax, he has an opportunity to come back. How? Oracles. First Oracle is on the way. Second Oracle behind this as well. These Oracles are going to be looking to punish and annihilate the economic line here of Astrea. Shield Battery is on the way. The Shield Battery will keep this mineral line safe against one Oracle, not against two. Two Oracles, one-shot probes. They do not give the Shield Battery a chance to heal them up. Again, the first Oracle won't do too much. We get in. We go for the Stasis. Will deny some mining time. Stasis Trap does catch. Ooh, a good chunk of probes. 4 workers get caught out. Astrea not respecting the Stasis enough. So a pretty good start. At the same time, Zealot did wander into the natural. Did get focused down. Astrea hasn't lost any workers, but again, a pretty successful Stasis Trap. And we're not done because we have the second Oracle on the way. As we mentioned, 2 Oracles, 1-shot workers. They head into the natural. Stalkers are in position. 1 probe goes down. We get 2. We get 3. We get 3 workers, and we do escape with each of our Oracles. Whew. Not a bad start. And again, we can regenerate our shields and go back in again and kill even more workers. One of these Oracles is very low, so we have to be very careful with how we do approach this. But MaxPax has potential. Behind this, ooh, MaxPax going for a Dark Shrine. I did mention, I mean, even with those 3 probe kills, MaxPax is still behind in the economy. He's still down a worker. So MaxPax, he feels pressured to commit. Behind this, Astrea playing safe. 2-gate opener into an expansion, into a robo. He has access to detection. We have seen many Protoss players die to DTs immediately. It's not uncommon for Protoss players to skip their robo. We've seen MaxPax die to a DT. We've seen Hero, Classic, Creator. Just a DT wanders in and GG. You just tap out. Thankfully, Astrea is playing safe, and he has the robo and Observer soon thereafter on the way. Stalkers have arrived. Astrea, he's up in Stalkers, pushing into a shield battery and upper ramp. Not going to work out well though, but he does delay the expand. And again, just really safe play out of Astrea. Takes a third and delays and denies the third of MaxPax. That's all he's doing, and he does have a Stalker lead because of his 2-gate opener. Behind this, MaxPax going for a proxy gateway. This is to reinforce and to harass with a Dark Templar. Now, even though Astrea has access to detection, that doesn't mean that no damage will be dealt. DTs are on the way, and there isn't a lot of DPS here. Astrea may have to recall as the Oracles, they get back in. Ooh, they get 4 probes in the main base. 1 Oracle goes down. No shield battery at the natural. And we get another worker, another probe. And the DTs, they wander in. Where is the Observer? And we go for the Pylon. We depower the Robo Observer. It's across the map. Not like this. Pylon goes down. Robo gets depowered. We go straight for the Robo as well. Unfortunately for MaxPax, there is already an Observer out. But GG gets called anyway. It's too much damage done. And even with the detection, MaxPax will take game number 1. GG. And that is the power of the Invisible Man. DTs can be so brutal in PvP. I was talking earlier about how they can just straight up end the game when they arrive. Here, Astrea had a chance. What was brutal there was he was supply blocked. He was out of position with the Observer. It was halfway across the map of all things. It was slowly making its way back home. By the time it would get back home, those DTs were doing too much damage. And GG. GG, well played. Astrea just sustained too much there, would lose the robo, and MaxPax takes game 1. Takes game number 1. Again, like, that was such a good start for Astrea as well. Like, he had the economic lead, he was denying the 3rd base, like, he was doing so well. But, again, MaxPax was able to bounce back, and where is our next game? There it is. Going to be selling into game 2 on Oceanborn. This is a staple Masters 2 build, Oracles into DT. Bappy. It's a staple GM build. Let's go. Let us go. But again, in a way, MaxPax, he was kind of pressured into that. Went for that just because of how behind he was. And that's the scary thing about our blue Protoss player here, is that even though he's known for greedy economic openers, which is true, he is known for it, if he falls behind, he is more than willing to all-in you, or more than willing to be aggressive in the follow-up. He's not a passive player, you know, not like a Showtime, for example, that's known for his, like, more mid to late game, or mid-game and late-game play. Like MaxPax, he's not afraid to get down and dirty. Like an animal. It's beautiful. And here we go, spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss player representing Storm Gaming, leading the series 1-0. It is MaxPax. 1 more is all he needs. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the American Protoss, the red Protoss player. Again, having a good start last game, but still just struggling there towards the mid-game. Was caught out by the Invisible Man. The red Protoss, it is Astrea. Here we go. MaxPax going straight for his double gas here. Much earlier second gas geyser, by the way. Interesting. Astrea tried to go for a gate expansion. So greedy. Tried to go for a gate expand. Once again, Astrea going for a 2-gate opener. Very interesting. Into the Cyber Core. Meanwhile, MaxPax setting up his own Cyber Core here back at home. Again, plenty of gas already underway. This should be leading into a Stargate follow-up once again from MaxPax. So for those of you that are curious, this is kind of the standard MaxPax opener in PvP. I know that he is known for like being very greedy by expanding on the low ground, but more often than not, MaxPax will take a second gas and will take his Stargate first and then the expansion just to be safe. There are certain instances where he will skip that gas and go for a straight up gate expand, but those are a little bit rarer. Those are on maps like Alcyone, like larger maps like Alcyone, Radisson Station, Equilibrium. On larger maps, that's when he will go for like the greediest opener possible, as there is that Stargate on the way for MaxPax. Meanwhile, once again, Astrea opening up 2 gate, faster expand. We have a very similar setup to game 1. There's that second pylon block as well. It's almost like deja vu. The same or very similar setups here between MaxPax and Astrea. If you remember though, Astrea was trying to go for a gate expand, so his second gate is a little bit delayed this time. Nexus on the way. Astrea pumping out those Stalkers 2 at a time. Will have the Stalker lead, and once again, MaxPax opens up Oracle. So just like the last game, MaxPax's goal, even though his Nexus is later, his Oracles are looking to harass these mineral lines and to get some economic damage done. Meanwhile, Astrea will have the Stalker lead, and is going to be trying to really assert himself here on Oceanborn. Here we go. Gets a couple of hits in on the Adept. Adept does shade in. Ooh, shades in and will get a probe kill. Good damage dealt here by MaxPax. Gets a worker. Confirms additional Stalker production. Doing what he can, but the Zealot is going to get picked off here. When Astrea forced to recall back home again, he was out of position with those Stalkers. MaxPax does dive in, but Astrea is in position, at least in the main. Good movement with those workers. Does save them, forces a revelation. And a much cleaner early game here from Astrea. Remember, this time, no stasis. No stasis in the main base, no dead workers yet. But here comes the second Oracle. MaxPax, he's not done. Here comes the second Oracle. Again, 2 Oracles, they one-shot workers. We have 3 Stalkers in position at the natural. We have soon-to-be 3 Stalkers in the main, as we are barely getting in. Shield battery is done, which helps a little bit, not much. And yeah, we're in position, and we should be able to zone this away. Would you go for the run by anyway? 4 probes go down. Oh my god, 5 workers in total for an Oracle. Not bad. Not bad whatsoever for MaxPax. I mean, ideally, you want to retain the Oracle. That's the downside, but he did kill a lot of probes. Behind this, MaxPax, ooh, going for another gateway. Interesting. Following up with a 3-gate blink. Very aggressive follow-up here by MaxPax. Yeah, could even set up a 4th gateway across the map. This is looking like a potential 2-base all-in from MaxPax. Astrea, meanwhile, going for a robo follow-up. Checking his vision. He's just now moving out. He hasn't seen whether or not MaxPax is expanding. And of course, he hasn't seen the proxy. And there it is. There's the 4th gateway. 2-base all-in. 2-base all-in here from MaxPax. Let's go. Astrea still trying to figure out what's going on. Still doesn't know. Looking at the units tab here, Astrea, he has a slight Stalker lead. That is going to be forever. Astrea, he takes a 3rd. Oh god, he takes the 3rd base. He's expanding. Dancing with the army. No scout of the main base. He doesn't know what's going on. Not yet. Maybe not at all. For the remainder of this game, I mean. As we have an Oracle threatening the natural, keeping Astrea busy. Observer has been prioritized. It is going to be staying back at home. I mean, after last game, I don't blame Astrea. This means that he can defend against DTs, but it also means that he has no scouting information. Astrea, he's in the dark. Blink is about to finish. 4th gateway is done. We can reinforce across the map. And now MaxPax has the Stalker lead. Okay, is going to be looking to expand though. Okay, so instead of warping in across the map, 3rd base. 3rd base is going to be on the way. I mean, we have an option right now. We have a choice to make. Let's say shade in. Ooh, 5 probes. Not bad. Astrea getting a lot of damage done. Meanwhile, he does threaten to shade into the main. Does manage to slip in. And MaxPax is pushing. And it does see that Immortal does dive on top of it. The Immortal goes down. Big pick off there for MaxPax. As Astrea, he gives up on the 3rd base. Force back, building out another Stalker. And this may just be too much. Yeah, MaxPax, he has control of the 3rd base. Reinforces across the map. There is no 3rd. He had the option to expand. Chose not to. Okay, he chose to commit instead. He smelled blood in the air. Or he smelled blood in general. Went for it. No shield battery, no overcharge. Astrea, he was not ready for an all-in. Again, he didn't know. He wasn't expecting this. Didn't know he needed shield batteries, and this third base is going to be shut down. Behind this, now MaxPax expands as he's ahead. And he can just keep going. He can break Astrea again without a shield battery. There's not much to stop MaxPax. There's not much to stop him. Gateway's under fire. Goes to the Immortal. Ooh, it goes down as well. Immortal does fall. We do barely pump out a third Immortal, but we dive on top of it. Big blink here from MaxPax. And again, he's just overwhelming Astrea. And GG gets called. Astrea in the dark the entire game. No idea what was going on. And MaxPax takes the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. And you could even see there that game 1 did impact Astrea's kind of mentality here in game number 2. For example, going for the Robo, going for the Observer, keeping it back at home, not having a sentry to scout either, being a little bit greedy, taking a fast third base. Again, it's one of those things where MaxPax, he does have a reputation of going for economic openers. That is true in PvP. But as we've seen, both in game 1 and in game 2, MaxPax, if he notices, or if he takes an economic deficit, if MaxPax, which is rare, but if he ever does fall behind in the economy, which is what's happening, and if he ever notices that his opponent is being too greedy, then bam, we just turn on the aggression, we go all in ourselves. Like, MaxPax is very flexible like that, which is what's terrifying about him. Which is what is scary about his PvP. GG, well played. Congratulations to MaxPax as he advances on to the semifinals. And we have our semis upon us. We have our semifinals upon us here. So we're going to be going on a short break. When we return, we have Los Semifinales. We have 4 players remaining in the tournament. It is going to be MaxPax versus Dark. MaxPax versus Dark in our first semifinals. And then we have Hero versus Cure in our second semifinals. Again, we were able to cast Hero, Cure, and MaxPax all advance on. We missed out on Dark versus 3-Point, unfortunately. They did play out their series, but we didn't have access to the replays. As we now know, Dark did defeat 3-Point, which was to be expected, but 3-Point, he did well for himself, making it that far, making it to the quarterfinals. So a big shout out to 3-Point. Not too shabby. Not an easy feat for 3-Point at all. But yes, we're going to be going on a short break, 5 or so minutes. Take this moment to get some snacks, stretch, posture check, everyone, posture check, no slouching in the chat, and hydrate your hydras, stretch your roaches, massage your marines. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with the semifinals. See you soon.